We have a very, very special guest. Her name is Pink. Really nice to meet her. PinkPantheress. It's so nice to be chatting to you and all about this brand new mixtape, Fancy That, which we are both such massive fans of. It is so fun, and I'm wondering if you had fun making it.
I did have a lot of fun making it. It was such a joyous experience.
What is your favorite memory from making the mixtape?
My favorite memory was when one evening after the tape, I did some recording. I decided I shaved my head. I shaved. Yes, I shaved my head. That's it, and it was so much fun. It felt like I was letting go of like a previous version of myself. I shaved my head. It was so freeing. It was amazing.
I have done the head shave before, and that first shower that you take post head shave.
It was incredible. It still feels incredible.
Yeah, you feel like a newborn baby.
Exactly. I felt great. It's the best feeling. So yeah, it was a lot of fun making it, and thank you guys for supporting and enjoying it. I appreciate that. It's very, very great to know.
No, of course. I've loved listening to this mixtape and hearing Pink in sort of like a cheeky, fun manner. It's been very nice. I love also that the first few words that you hear on this mixtape are "My name is Pink, and I'm really glad to meet you." I feel like you're reintroducing this side of Pink to everyone. It's really nice.
Oh, thank you. That it wasn't actually too intentional. Um, oh my god, I feel like I'm starting to talk with an Australian accent.
Intentional.
It wasn't really intentional, but it wasn't intentional. But what happened was I wrote the song, and when we were track listing, somebody was just like, "You should open up with that." And I was thinking, like, no, that's so cheesy. Like, am I really going to open up this project, like introducing myself? Like, I thought it was very corny, but he was, no, it's genius. And I was like, okay, I'll just like sit with it and like let it happen. And then I guess people have like mentioned it to me. So I guess it was the right thing to do. It's like, I guess it really does tell people like, well, it's me. So
I have seen you speak about track listing before and how it wasn't something that you took into consideration like very consciously, but there are so many moments on this mixtape that hit especially hard because of the track listing. Like Tonight into Stars, I think is like my favorite moment because it's like the energy ramps up another notch. Is there anything you love in particular about like the sequencing of it? Like did you add any songs in any particular places this time around that kind of added a different meaning?
I definitely think having Romeo specifically last was something that really felt right to me. I think, as you said, like me being way more conscious this time around about track listing, having that song last really, for me, I get quite emotional reaching that song and it being the ending just because it's such a theatrical, big pop song. And I feel like it just perfectly rounds up the energy of the whole thing. So I feel like that definitely for me was like the most intentional and like I love this specific placement of this song at this moment for me personally.
Yeah, and you've been having fun with samples, interpolations as well on this record. Plenty from some iconic artists. I mean, Groove Armada, Sugababes, the tiniest sample from Panic at the Disco, which I've just recently found out, which is insane. Jessica Simpson. This is just to name a few. Are there any songs or artists that you'd love to work into your music that sort of hasn't worked or you haven't tried just yet?
I would love to sample some form of Kate Bush song. I haven't managed to do that yet, but I would love to. And I'm trying to think of if I've ever unsuccessfully. There's a lot of British stuff that I've tried to work into my music, which sometimes when a sample is too obvious, I try and stay away, which is funny because my earlier music was actually just instrumentals, but that was kind of before I was a good enough producer to make my own beats. I don't know, actually. I think I've yet to find a sample that hasn't worked.
We need to give you your producing flowers for this record because it is so captivating and tight and interesting. I want to know from your perspective as a producer, what song are you most proud of?
Tonight, for sure, because that song was all the chords and the bass line was done by me. So every single bit of that, of the chords, of the bass line was done by me. And then I had my fellow producer Count Baldur come in and add some like drums. So he did the drums, which are just important as those stuff I've previously mentioned that I did. But I was very proud of doing that. That piano, like that was all me. And I was shocked at myself because I never ever thought that I could make something that was that chordy or that like complex, I suppose, and especially with the bass line. So that one for sure is the one song I'll give myself flowers for sure. Me and Baldur. Count Baldur, he's amazing. He's amazing.
I love that you sort of gagged yourself with the production of that. Like,
Yeah, for sure.
with this mixtape as well, there's been lots of sort of royal touches to the mixtape. Which fictional royal, if we were to ask, do you feel most connected to? So we've got three.
Yeah, we've got some options. Okay, so Mia Thermopolis from Princess Diaries, obviously iconic Anne Hathaway role, Princess Bubblegum from Adventure Time, or Fiona from Shrek.
Okay, I will say Fiona from Shrek. Actually, no, I'm going to throw it out to the floor and I'm going to say Princess Tiana from Princess and the Frog.
Oh, period.
Yeah.
100%. No, it is. I really do love the kind of like regal symbolism though. And with the cover art, it's a beautiful kind of like mess of all of these like shapes and symbols. But like, I imagine it was like really considered of exactly how it would look.
Yeah, it definitely was. I'd say for me, it was very inspired by I really enjoyed like mixed media. I suppose that was my starting point, was mixed media and the collages. I love collages and I really love Pinterest. So I make loads of collages all the time on there. And then I wanted to kind of make it kind of ugly. I really wanted to make it kind of gross to the eye, not very appealing. It's all about the word kitsch was I was like, kitsch. I just want it to be kitsch and quite unappealing, quite like campy if you want. If it depends what word you want to. I definitely thought of the word kitsch. So I wanted it to also kind of look like a magazine cover. So it was very glossy in some ways and then also very chaotic and mixed media DIY in some ways. And to round it all off, you kind of have the crown being like stuck on with sellotape. So it's kind of all symbolic.
I'm curious to know if that's like an attitude you take into the production and the writing, is that you want it to be a little ugly, like a little campy, a little kitsch.
For this project specifically, I don't want things to look necessarily ugly, but I've wanted to keep things as, I guess, diverse as possible. I.e., I didn't want anything to be too on the nose or too obvious. Like, oh, of course you would do that. Like, I try and avoid that at a lot of costs. I don't want to confuse people, but I kind of try and like make it so there's a little bit more than meets the eye. One thing I've been very specific on is having a kind of this plaid. I'm not actually wearing plaid right now, but a kind of tartan aesthetic. I like having a uniform to kind of, I guess, celebrate each era of music. So this is tartan era for me. So at my shows, I'm gonna ask my fans to wear tartan. I'm gonna be wearing tartan apart from today. I've been trying to have some level of like cohesion.
Yeah. And speaking about, I mean, the shows, what's your attitude to performing now? Like, what would be your ideal way to bring this album to your fans in a live setting? Have you thought about that just yet?
I actually have, and my attitude towards performing is what it's always been. I'm going to try my best and do my hardest. However, it's definitely going to be do the music justice, is what I'm going to say. With this live, I'm very focused on doing the music justice. So I'm going to do my thing, I'm going to do my little thing, but I want to do the music so much justice. Like, I want it to be like hard hitting. I want people to be able to like appreciate all of the different elements of instrumentation that's gone into these individual songs. So it's going to be a lot of live instruments.
Yeah, last time you were in Australia and you performed, I think that was one of the first times that Ty and I had been to a show together. Was your show. So
Oh my
we have a PinkPantheress soft spot, in our hearts. Before we let you go, I'm very curious to know how it's been seeing the fans respond to this project, because I know that you're in the comment sections. I know that you're seeing people's reactions. Were there any responses or reactions to the mixtape as a whole, or particular songs that caught you by surprise?
I think so. I think there was a surprise when I found out that people really liked a specific song called Nice to Know You, because that was one that is my favorite, but I wasn't sure how it was going to resonate with everybody. What else? This project felt like I was pouring every core of my soul into this project. Whereas with my last projects, it's been very like, like very music focused. I wasn't necessarily focusing on the aesthetics of anything. I wasn't focusing on the concept too much. It was all very music focused. And because that's where my specialty is the music. But this one, it's been more than just the music. It's been about like, okay, I'm going to wear this, and the lyrics are going to be very this fun and cheeky and like da 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 da. I always thought this was going to be my favorite project. Like to date, this is the project that I like consider like in my opinion, my best work to me. I feel like my fans, I've seen a lot of my fans say and come up to me and be like, "This is your best work. Like this feels like such a progression. It feels like such a artistic development." And it's been very great to see that, because I was like, "Oh my God, thank God that you can recognize that like I've improved in certain ways, even if it's having songs even being 20 seconds longer. Like it still goes towards me developing." And what unexpected opinion? Oh, that some people are misconstruing some of the subjects of the song. Some people think Illegal, for example, is about love. That song is about illegal substances. That song is not about love. So aren't really reading between the lines, which I get. Like I wouldn't do it, I guess, upon first listen, but that song is about buying from a dealer. Just say to everybody who's not sure.
And clock that. PinkPantheress, what a bloody pleasure. Fancy that the mixtape is out now. Go run it up. You will not regret it. It is full of hits that you just want to be getting back to in no time. And we want you to be back in the country in no time, back at Triple J, hopefully very soon. Pink, it's such a pleasure. Thank you so much.
You guys, so lovely to speak to you all.